All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion.
Wow,
I
Jen.
stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Is the ability to not get lost some sort of talent?
Error. Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
You might want to get a guide if you're not familiar with the area.
What a place.
So error guys.
You might want to get a guide if you're not familiar with the area.
What a place.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
You might want to get a guide if you're not familiar with the area.
Is the ability to not get lost some sort of talent?
Interfere with the mixing process if you don't keep your voice up.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient name, too!
Well, it's fairly complicated. Let me give you the condensed version.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere without them causing trouble.
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. With multiple facts still, all you need to do is focus on your goal. You can leave the complicated matter.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
There's no need to be so modest, young-son. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known fact. You're the pride of your tribe.
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so much on your plate, so much that you have to worry about. But all I could do was focus on my own feelings.
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself included. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track...
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Good eye. This is where I store all the various mementos I've collected.
Whoa. I've never seen this place before. There's so many things in here.
It looks like there are items from every tribe. Collecting them must have taken a lot of effort.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts, and physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our own memory. Now, I still have some preparations to make for the ceremony. If you're curious about an item, I'm more than—
Alright, we'll have a look.
This flower looks like it's thriving. You must be good at taking care.
This fishing basket looks familiar.
Hey, there's a fishing rod here.
That's right. It belongs to a legendary fisherman named Matavaru. He and I met in a tavern. In his eyes, I saw—
So, did he do it?
The next time I saw him, he managed to kill the fish, but can a fisherman claim victory?
Well, Paimon thinks—
That was my answer as well. In the end, he—
Wait, that means—
Maybe we can go ahead to—
Make sure to handle everything with care. This cup—
Whoa, that belt is bigger than Paimon's head!
The Collective of Plenty are known for their bodybuilding competitions and the association, and even if a warrior had the strength to put it on, wear it.
Sounds like it.
So the owner of he would often wear this
Or he made a lighter version so he could wear it all. There are so many jars and potions around here. Do they?
No, those belong to the Masters of the Nightwind. They're ceremonial tools used to amplify the ability to communicate with the Night Kingdom and the Wyab. Yamaya is an expert in this field, and she taught me the tools you see here are quite traditional. The contents of the jars aren't all that special. Oh,
Ooh, must be something really cool. What?
grape juice.
Huh?
It's quite tasty, although probably expired by now.
This is Atea's talisman.
I'm sure you're familiar with this one already. Atea was rarely ever without it. The talisman brought her a lot of luck in battle. The powder still needs some time to settle, so let's wait a little longer. Well, what do you think of my collection?
Yeah, if each item represents a different story, seems like Natland's really been through a lot. Does every item hold a special memory, just like Atea's talisman?
That's right. The items in my collection actually serve a similar purpose to the ancient name. They demonstrate the true shape of—
The shape?
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight line that can only move forward. But there's also a different—
At once?
Let's say your journey ended right now. Exactly. Even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to exist. They become part of who you are. Take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions, and eventually arrive at a very different destination. The future is the same way. It exists even though it has yet to come to pass. We just lack the means to perceive it. Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name. Fate. You're quite familiar with that concept, I would imagine.
That does kinda make sense. The future hasn't happened, but already exists.
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past and neglect the future. while the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back against an enemy as formidable as the Abyss. To come up with such a set of rules, the first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight I can only imagine. That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the Divine Throne, he used it to borrow power from the heavens and establish the rules of Natlan. Namely, a framework through which ordinary people can ascend to Archonhood. By holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us. And when that person ascends to the Divine Throne, their inner flame will awaken. In addition, the sacred flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land. After all, that's how I came to know everything I just told you.
So, it all comes down to the power of the Divine Throne and the rules. Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes, that's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little Saurians we raised. I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our likeness.
Your sister is so cute! It looks like the two of you are really close. Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person, but seeing this portrait, it kind of makes sense now. It really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh, wait, is Paimon allowed to say that?
A little late for that question, don't you think?
Sorry! Paimon's so sorry! Paimon's mouth works faster than her brain sometimes!
It's all right. I'd never get upset over something like that. No matter what others may say, my past is a precious part of my identity. I'm forever proud of the life I used to lead. Becoming the Archon doesn't mean you sever ties with your family. The position just comes with a lot of responsibilities, so it impacts how often you get to see them. My father made the most delicious stew, so my sister would often bring me a large pot of his cooking, and we would sit on a blanket and eat it together. One time, we didn't close the door securely, and the Saurians we were raising ran into the room and knocked over the entire pot. My sister immediately burst into tears. The two troublemakers were going for the meat, but when they saw my sister's distress, they froze on the spot. I still remember the way they laid there, sulking like a pair of children, even after making such a mess.
Wow.
Isn't that what being a family is all about? As the Archon, I made a...
Well, what happened after that? This portrait looks pretty old. Your sister must be all grown up by now, right?
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. She built many houses and crafted many beautiful works of art. Anyway, that's enough about me. Place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin.
Aduh, charger baterainya habis. Bentar. Kabel aku mana? Sial, baterainya habis lagi. Sorry.
Surely as the echoes of life resound through heaven and earth, so too shall our stories remain eternal. Ancient name, take us to your fated bearer. Allow her to answer our call.
Kak Cina?
Am I hallucinating again? Kachina, are you okay? Huh? I'm not seeing things, am I? Is the abyss playing tricks on me again? It's okay, Kachina. It's just us. We're trying to find a way to bring you back. Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Wyab is being affected by the abyss. I was waiting for the Wyab to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in and it almost killed me. The Wyab saved me, even though its power is weakening. So I've been hiding from the monsters while trying to find a way to help. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds and seeing really horrible things.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The abyss is trying to strip you of your sanity. All you need to do is stay safe and wait for us. We'll be there shortly.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. You don't need to worry about me. I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. Just knowing you care is more than enough. I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in danger to come rescue me. You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's final. I don't know what lies the abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. Nobody here sees you as a burden. You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do is wait for us to rescue you, and you'll get all the applause and recognition you deserve. I'm really scared. Everything's so dark and creepy here. And I want to go home. Still, I don't want you to put yourselves in danger because of me. I don't want to hold anyone back ever again. All you need to do is place your trust in us, just like you always have. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind. Not ever.
Yeah, we're so close, we can't call it quits now!
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. You have to traverse the Night Kingdom in your physical form. This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion. Even a brief amount of time inside could expose you to corrosion.
I know. I'm prepared for that possibility.
All right, then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. She's very experienced in dealing with abyssal corruption. That face you just made. Don't tell me you two got into another argument.
No, I just feel bad for creating more work for her.
I'll go with them too, Archon. The more people, the stronger the party.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means a lot that you're willing to brave these dangers with me. And there's no time to lose, so let's get going.
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support. But I can still keep an eye on the situation from here. Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle...
That won't happen.
I hope not.
Aduh, masuk runtuhan nih, serem anjir. Aduh, jadi bisa. Kemana sih runtuhannya? Keluar. Teleport sini aja ya. Apa anjir jadi lengse dari tujuan kita. Jelas, jir ini punya gua, dia ngapa diganti-ganti?
So we're underneath Natland right now? It looks nothing like Paimon was a man.
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization. Ruled humans only established their own society after the fall.
So these are Saurian ruins? Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns?
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now. These ruins have been abandoned for a long time. But with the recent increase in Abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're saying is, we're not in for an easy trip to the Night Kingdom.
No. It's going to be obstacle after obstacle from here on out.
Bentar. Aduh.
Why are you all laughing like that? It's creeping Paimon out.
It's the pre-adventure excitement kicking in, right guys?
Of course. I'm eager to get started.
Then let's go. We won't let anything stand in our way.
Cara masangnya gimana sih? Banget anjir.
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? I thought you were a warrior from the collective of planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide professional guidance for many of Natland's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
Ah, so basically no sugar, no soft drinks, no grilled meat.
Yeah, we'll be here all day if you list them out one by one. It's much
Oh, yeah,
faster
ding.
to just focus on what's good for you.
Such as?
Vegetable juice. Want some?
You know, Ian-san, Paimon feels like the two of us might not see eye to eye. Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
Stabilize.
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish. Show a new grace.
Lay bare.
Keren anjir.
Oh, the place we need to go seems really high up.
Shine down. Strike a pose. Let the world collide. There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal. Overruled. bridge. We just need to climb up, and we'll be there. Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
This must be the entrance the Pyro Archon told us about. The one ripped open by the Abyss.
Yes. There's something in the depth.
We actually have to. Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself up. Hey! You don't have to drag Paimon! You're pulling too hard!
Looks like we made it. This is the Night Kingdom.
It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories.
That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Kachina here in the first place.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies. Anything can happen here.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out. We have
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that fissure in the sky.
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there? Well,
Just like I said, our real-world knowledge doesn't apply here. We fell all this way, yet came out completely unscathed. If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance. But here, all we have to do is stand underneath the light and offer a prayer.
that's it? Right. We still got a job to do.
So that means all we need to do is find Kachina and bring her to this location.
Exactly. This light is streaming in from the real world. It's a link between the two realms.
The terrain looks difficult to navigate, and the visibility's not great either. How are we supposed to find Kachina in these conditions?
Yeah, these floating black things don't look super friendly either.
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! Attack a ghost!
Calm down, I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right? Yes, I'm Vichama's friend, Malco. I was completely lost to this realm until I sensed a mysterious power calling out to me. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I used to be. I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this imperfect...
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker's stone had what we had to destroy it.
Of course. Under the power of the stone, turns out even our regrets were...
Whether in triumph or death, you want your best friend by...
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us, but you're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echo. I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form, so follow, be careful. This place has been severely corroded by the Abyss.
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Serem anjir.
Quick, get back here. You can't go on. Stick close to me. My power will be able to ward off attacks for the time being. We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route. This way. Not good. More monsters.
We shouldn't waste our time on them.
Oh, Paimon can't see anything!
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
Suruh ngikutin roh anjir.
Did you hear that? What? Never mind. It was probably...
Don't scare Paimon like...
I heard it too. It was a...
What did it say?
It doesn't matter. It certainly doesn't harbor good in...
Paimon just heard it too! Let's keep going. Paimon wants to get out of this place!
Anjir, serem.
We're here, Kachina!
Oh, honey? Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters.
Good idea. Let's go!
Stabilize. This is order.
There is no escape.
Show a new threat!
You're here. You're finally here. Thank you so much. The monster can appear from anywhere. The YF's power helped keep me hidden, so I just tried to stay out of sight. Had a girl. You did so well. And most...
Should we start heading back then?
Actually, I have a request. I can't exactly put it into words, but...
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well.
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles representing the Wyab of each tribe. You can think of them like the body of each. There are countless proxies scattered, but if a proxy were to become severely
Judging by the current situation,
Still, we can't...
I agree. Getting rid of the monster might slow down the deterioration.
Kachina? What's wrong? Nothing. Just a headache.
Maybe we really should leave. Kachina's already been...
No, I'm fine. Just up ahead. I'll lead the way. Listen to me, Kachina. We'll come with you. You don't have anything to prove either.
all right. The sooner
We've already come all this way.
Let's go. This way.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
all by yourself?
It's all right. I may not be as strong as... I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, so go. Achieve your...
Thank you for everything.
You're a true hero.
No one fights alone.
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk. I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that. we were right. The contamination is already too severe. All right, get ready, everyone. Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place.
Careful. We've got company.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the face of futility is pure folly. He tried to get in my way, so I disposed of him.
You killed Malcolm?
He would have dispersed with or without me. You may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me. No. The power of the Abyss is intoxicating. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out that is the tragedy of your short ancient names. Pride, friendship, all empty ideas invented to give you a false sense of self-worth. The Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals out of pure selfishness. Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Kachina, remain so pathetically weak?
Kachina, give me your hand. Feel that?
Thanks, Moalani. You're right, because I'm not alone anymore.
You're right. Maybe comforting ideals don't have any power. But you also couldn't be more wrong. You've never had to work for your own strength, so you will never understand the true source of—
What?
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down? It comes from our friendship. The power lies not in the ideal itself, but in our commitment to upholding that ideal. And in our decision to stand together and—
Well said!
Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than two of us to handle an enemy like this.
Sorry in advance, but you...
There aren't many in Natlan who can beat us when we're together. It's time he got a taste of that kind of power.
Let's ride! Let's shred, Sharky! Shabam! Clear the area! Carving waves! Off we go! Let's ride! Here we go! Carving waves! We won! We actually won!
That's what he gets for underestimating you.
Fantastic work, Kachina. Absolutely fantastic. This makes me so unbelievable.
I'm happy too, Moalani. Together we really are unstoppable!
Huh? My ancient name is glowing? But I thought I didn't bring it with me.
It's probably a projection from the real world.
Wait, does that mean you're...
That was a bold move, diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend.
What is that?
Especially in a place so overrun with abyssal corruption. Still, seeing you pull it off was really something. Everything you said was exactly right.
Ooh.
As isolated individuals, we stand no chance against the power of the Abyss. It took years' worth of scars, lots of unnecessary suffering for me to understand that for myself. The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us as one. Everyone has a part to play. Only then will we have the power to defeat the strongest of foes.
Who are you?
Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the Abyss during the invasion 500 years ago.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Natlan.
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the aspirations of the Waya. Under the name Umoja, you shall unite the tribes and save Natlan from its impending doom.
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, even the tiniest spark of steel against stone can ignite a flame. Its blaze will become one with our vision for Natlan. Even amid everlasting darkness, our bonds remain eternal.
What's wrong, Malani? So many memories. My brain was just flooded with everything he once knew. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts to save Natlan started all the way back then.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have to. I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea Mualani was also part of the plan.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's focus on saving the Wyatt first. Okay, that should be enough. Wyatt, can you hear me?
I hear your voice, Kachina, my dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before we leave, but we can't afford to stay here any longer. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but it's okay. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never stop trying to improve my strength. One day, I'll live up to the hero you saw in me.
You are already an outstanding child in my eyes, Kachina. No matter what happens.
Huh?
You are all my most beloved children. It has always been my honor to protect and nurture you. Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you Kachina, I also gave you a name, but it need not define you. Focus on who you want to be. You are already worthy of your name. Now, you need only devote yourself to becoming a better you. The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just like your parents, my love for you will never change, no matter what the future holds.
Thank you, Wyatt.
It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it is time for you to leave this place. The situation here is getting worse. Go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of all you hold dear.
I know we've never met before, Wyabb, but I just wanted to say thank you for encouraging Kachina. It was exactly what she needed to hear.
Whoa! What's going on? An earthquake?
We're out of time.
It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need to run!
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
Astagfirullah.
The opening in the sky! It's closing!
We need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here.
Watch out for the falling rocks!
Quick, through the middle.
Come on! Faster! We'll never make it!
Maknya dateng dah.
You've done well. Now come home.
We're back! The Pyro Archon saved us.
But she's not here. Yeah, didn't she say she used it all up?
She's still in the Speaker's Chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was just her consciousness.
So you're saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power comes at a price. You must feel terrible, Kachina. Just hold on. Let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Archon said she'd have a doctor waiting for us.
I recommend getting a full checkup, just to make sure no damage gets left behind.
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler? Right. You always seem to do pretty well against the Abyss.
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in the Night Kingdom as well.
Right. The Wyabb mentioned something about the Pyro Archon's plan. What is it exactly?
I'll let her explain everything. We're all a part of the plan now. Every move we make from here on out will decide Natlan's ultimate fate.
lot less stuff here than before.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effects of the Abyss go untreated.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me about your plan. Take a seat, everybody. I'll examine you one by one. All right, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely immune to its power.
She's always been special like that. She can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right. We might not see eye to eye, but we both had good intentions. Just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between us one day.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Huh? No.
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but
Mulan told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago, all the nations of Tevyat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back under...
I'd never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because immediately after the war, our calculate that at that time, we were a nation of our civilization was dying. Our faith, if we didn't bring the nation back together. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of...
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who... Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, but there's still something I don't understand.
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense.
That's right. The hardest thing, a god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame, death only by dying before my time.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wayab would select a hero. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old fought.
So that means I'm one of the Chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one after your adventure in the Night Kingdom. I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wayab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. If we want to unblock that information from being passed on... So, I've tried my best to help them from the... Currently, Shilonen of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansong of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wayab Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope you're...
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the...
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust in the judgment of the... I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any... You're quite perceptive, aren't you?
Huh? Oh, right! All the stuff you stored here before.
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk. In addition to their sentimental value, the item...
Fuel? So back then, that...
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire. On their own, each item's power is limited. But together, by burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in...
But aren't they all precious treasures?
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Arc. I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, and then it would only be a matter of time before the Children of Echoes was met with disaster. Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, it was out of a desire to contribute to Natlan's survival. If they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan...
Even when you put it that way...
There's no need. The people and the events of the past are never truly... If you still have regrets, your deeds will become new legend.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Well, if that's the case, just treat me to a drink sometime. Now that Kachina has returned, and we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. Worry? All right. You should head out. I'll join you.
Kok sedih ya?
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natland. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together. It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for life. Even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. It's unbelievable how quickly they worm their way back into my good graces. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. I can see it. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me.
So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will never know absolution, and my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
Namanya ngendi.
To see such a lovely son.
Kalunga.
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to...
We are the inheritors of memory, and let those who grew alongside sun and wind, those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. the lifeblood of our nation.
Something with which to commemorate this occasion.
I knew Chaska would be here, so it's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others. I'm so glad she made it back. It's just, well,
well, you two had a fight, so...
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Yeah, she was super helpful.
That's good.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but her impulse to fight is extreme.
So what you're saying is...
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little... Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound.
What? Do you really have to go that far? Can't...
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help her ease... Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind it? In the end, it's all the abysses...
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Well done, Kachina! Thank you, everyone! I'm so glad I finally made it!
I always knew you could do it! With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you.
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back.
I had no choice! My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get it?
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild. So when he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble replacing.
The fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started. I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of us to...
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Wars. That's the highest honor.
So, what up?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium.
Serves you all right.
No sympathy from me.
Alright. Dear friends, firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for helping to bring me back. This traveler and her companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. They've agreed to let me learn from them. But then let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Ayon-san. They all helped the traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back from the Night Kingdom. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So, please give another round of applause for them. Thank you so much.
Well said.
I'll drink to that.
How does it feel being a hero, Kachina?
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. It all just feels so surreal. Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion! Hey, please don't make fun of me.
You're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
How did you know? That's Paimon's favorite!
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away. Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time, for in 500 years Natlan will be destroyed, it seemed too cruel. You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. But life is short. And beyond a point, it just doesn't seem real. Imagine if I said, let's leave right now and go save the sun because it'll flame out in a few million. I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan could still work without them. Or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt duty-bound to see it through to the end.
I'm suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back then?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that very little information survives. From what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect and artist. She played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe, designing and building many houses. But of course, none of her buildings are around anymore. Still, it was an impressive achievement, and I'm very proud of her. You feel loss keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of regret in you. But this is something I have long since come to terms with. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the Abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end. No matter—
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been written, including your plan?
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. The past, present, and future coexist, and all are equally important. Even if the future ends in destruction, there's still no reason to give up on the heat. And it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that we will never give up on our struggle. This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3 to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side. What? Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. It would easily make you an all-important figure in the upcoming battle. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient name for you.
Ancient names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged, possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. Your stories would be remembered by our people for all the years to come. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still. Take this, just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs. This nation always honors it.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation here.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness, and I don't intend to start now. As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. You don't have much time, and you're injured on top of that.
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?